Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and if you're here for the first time, I have the environmental solutions the world needs. It's just every environmental voice has prevented them since November of '93, and the solutions the world needs are right here, right on the homepage. End global environmental illiteracy and our disposable society, gain individual cooperation, leadership by example, and hemp. Well, before the last one of clean energy, because the first five were achievable immediately and would have solved our global problems decades ago had anyone allowed solutions since November '93. Clean energy, yeah, it's needed. It's a good idea. It's hasn't been achieved in 5 decades of efforts, and at best, its common use is still a decade away. But again, even if we right now start, as I tell Gore all the time, the best we can do is start today. Okay, even though you've refused this for almost 30 years now, we can start today. And should we? Well, we got the big push for EVs, electric vehicles. And here is May 28th, 2022. And guess what? A Tesla catches fire at an intersection. The owner had to kick out the window to escape. Now, I'm not going to play the whole video. You can kind of see the bottom as I scroll along here. That's right here. This is the window is kicked out. The guy is out of the car, but then further down in the video, here we are. You got fire people trying to put it out. It's these electric vehicles are definitely not safe. Do you want that in your garage in the middle of the night? Oh, okay. I mean, you're just driving. Oh, yeah, you're driving what you believe to be is a responsible car, and the next thing you know, you're just right here. There's the fire. Okay, and you can't even get out of your car. You have to break the window to get out to safety, and then the fire guys have to come. Now, I've done other videos where I talk about trying to put out these battery fires, and these batteries can reignite. Even if you think you've put out the fire, they can reignite. Some articles I've read have said that the best way to put out a lithium ion battery fire is to just submerge it in water and just leave it there. It didn't even really say for how long. Days and days and days to make sure it doesn't reignite. These battery fires can go up to 1,300 degrees Fahrenheit in a split second. Okay, that's not going to just extinguish itself because a firefighter came and sprayed some fire repellent on it. But right here, a guy was just sitting right here. It says this week it was reported by Electric Tech that a 2022 Model Y caught fire. The owner, it says the car pushed an error notification and then powered down before the cabin began filling with smoke. He told the fire department, I had to smash the window to get out of the car. I kicked through the window. Everything stops. The power didn't work. The door didn't open. The windows didn't go down. So I'm thinking I need to get the F out of this car. So I kicked through. Right? Everything locked down on him. You're caught inside. A lot of people wouldn't have had the wherewithal or maybe to think like, oh, maybe I should, bust out a window. Maybe they wouldn't have the strength to. Suppose this is, a 90-year-old lady. She doesn't have the strength to. And she's just, sitting on the inside knocking, help, help. And then some bystanders are walking by filming. Oh, look, hey, Tulsa's on fire. So, the environmental educator has never, will never advocate for electric cars, but the environmental educator has advocated for hemp, which can and needs to be used for everything. And right here, hemp looks like this. I am hemp. Less than 0.3% THC. Over 75 U.S. manufacturers make hemp products. This isn't a toy car. This is the first passenger electric car with a hemp body. And it's like 4 times stronger than steel. Okay. Oh, and what would you fuel it with? Oh, well, let's see. Here's a headline. This was September 19th, 2021. Hemp ethanol could replace gas and cost 4 times less at the pump, a biofuel expert claims. This is on Return to Now. And here we go. It says that hemp ethanol would cost about a quarter of what gas costs at the pump, um, with just a fraction of the government subsidies. In free market capitalism, you don't have government subsidies. The market just runs it. When government subsidies start getting in the way, you've taken away capitalism. Get the government out of the marketplace. That's not their place. Their place is to protect and defend our rights, which we all know that that's of no interest to them, as is giving you anything sensible to use in your daily life. They're out there pushing electric vehicles as if that's a solution. They're not. Neither is their electric agenda, their clean energy agenda. Okay, well, they're finally getting on a clean energy agenda. Well, let me tell you, they have all refused the light year better solutions since November 93. But they'll put you in a car that'll catch on fire, but not a car that's, 4 times more stable than steel, stronger than steel, and a car that could be run on hemp. It says that in 2001, so this is by biofuel expert Tim Castleman. He says in 2001 he published a research paper on his company's method for producing hemp ethanol and how it would cost if produced on a large scale. It would cost around 31 cents a gallon in 2001 dollars, which is about $1.46 a gallon now. Both prices include subsidies. In 2001, there was a 54-cent per gallon federal tax credit on production biofuel. Today, it's $1 per gallon, but that is only a small fraction of the government money propping up petroleum. Or right now, I mean, how much did Elon get? And all those flights, his private flights he took to Washington to help him get Tesla started. 400 and something million dollars, maybe. It was a large amount of money. And how many private jet flights? And nobody at the Department of Energy was like, Elon, you're taking private flights here to do good. Now that's working against cost. No, none of them thought of that. They're all out there in their private jets. But it says here, unlike hemp biodiesel, which is made from expensive seed oil, hemp ethanol is made from the stalks of the plants, which are typically treated as waste or byproduct. So right there, you're using the entirety of the plant. You're using the stalk of the plant. Whereas, the rest of the plant gets used for everything else help can be done. Building homes, building, clothes, everything, medicines, food, So why aren't we using it? Well, the main barrier to his company getting started on hemp was the lack of hemp. It was illegal to grow hemp until 2018, when Trump, the unenvironmental, most horrible man for the environment, Trump, according to all the press, signed it and made it legal. Now, has Gore made it legal since November 93? No, Gore can't be interested in solutions. Has he ever advocated for it? Has Barack in the White House for 8 years? Back in the White House now? Have you ever heard him talk about hemp? No. John Kerry? No. Everybody else that's out there yapping about how we need solutions and is baffled they don't have any. The United Nations. You ever hear them talk about hemp? No. The NRDC, they've not been allowing solutions forever. You ever hear them? No, none of them. Because they won't allow it. Okay, but Trump did the most environmental thing ever by any politician ever in legalizing hemp. Okay. So, as of 2019, over 500,000 acres were in production. As long as governments don't make it too difficult to get hemp growers licenses, that number will continue to go up, and maybe we can finally say goodbye to fossil fuels for good. Oh, I'm sorry. As long as governments don't make it too difficult to get licenses. Oh, see, again, when you have to ask your government's permission, you don't live in a free country. If you're a farmer and you have farmland, you should be able to grow what you want, but you have to get your government's permission. That's not a free country. Okay. So it says here that unlike corn, soy ethanol, hemp ethanol would not compete with acreage used for growing food because the same plants are used for fuel, food, and fuel, not either or. So hemp is just the solution to everything. And everybody who's out there, screaming for environmental solutions and right now shoving the dangers of, um, electric vehicles down your throat. That this is not uncommon. This happens all too often. The electric vehicles are not the future. They're not environmental. And the solutions the world needs, like hemp and hemp fuel, not just for cars, for housing, for everything, no environmental voice will allow since November of 93. So remember that every time they're shoving electric vehicles down your throats. They, yeah, you just drive down the street in a car that's going to turn itself off and lock you in. Okay? Right? It just locked him in. The windows didn't go down. The door didn't open. The power didn't work. He had to kick open that window. Lucky he was able to. A lot of people wouldn't be able to. So, hemp people, and we need to get off of this whole electric vehicle push. This is not environmental. It's not safe. It's not responsible. And this is what is safe and responsible, which is, of course, while everybody in power will never talk about it. So stay tuned, people.